All right. Whoa. Ow. My finger. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the tube. This is the first tutorial I've ever made. I avoided making them for a really long time. I really did not want to make a tutorial. I'll be honest with you. I didn't want to do it. Yeah, because they seem lame. They seem boring. Who's gonna watch it? I don't know. But I finally had a way to do it that I thought was me, that I thought was unique, that I think will be helpful. Let's jump right into the tutorial. 5 ways to record acoustic guitar. Let's jump in. Way number 1. Direct in, you might hear it referred to as DI. Basically, if you've got an acoustic electric guitar, that means you've got pickups in your guitar. You can plug a 1/4-inch cable right into those pickups, plug that right into your interface. Yeah, you're in business. You're recording. You just gotta press record, and then you're recording. The good thing about this way is that it's real easy. You just plug and play. If you're in kind of a crappy room, you won't be able to tell, because it's just the pickups in your guitar. They go straight through the cord and into the computer. Doesn't matter what kind of room you have. Doesn't matter if you're next to a highway or a train, or if you got a mom who yells all the time. The drawbacks are, unless you have really, really nice pickups, and probably even if you have really nice pickups, it's always gonna sound a little bit boxy. It doesn't sound super intimate. It doesn't sound like it's just you sitting in a room with a guitar playing lullabies for somebody. There's an electronic sound to it that just is a little bit, you know what I mean? It's like drinking a soda and it tastes like a tin can. It's a little bit like that, but to your ear holes. But you can combat it. EQ is gonna be your best tool. You're gonna wanna take some dips out of, maybe 100 to 200, 450 to 500, and you're gonna need to find a sweet spot that brings some of the brightness back into that guitar. Adding compression and reverb are also gonna help quite a bit. Let me know if you want a tutorial on how to use those things. That seems like a future video, but for now, no. Direct in, that's gonna work well for you. Option number 2. The close mic. The simplest of the mic'd options. You just take a large diaphragm condenser and you slap it right in front of your guitar. I'd say 6 to 12 inches away. If it's too close, it's just you're gonna get this proximity effect. It's gonna be all boomy, not pleasant to listen to. You put it right there and you set the gain, you pluck away. If you've got a good room and you've got a decent microphone, this close mic is a great option. It is a great option because you're gonna get some of the life of the guitar. Your guitar's breath, your guitar's essence is gonna come through where it doesn't come through in the direct box. And if you want a couple bonus points, there's an easy way to get them. Just take a small diaphragm condenser and toss that right on the 12th fret, about 6 inches away. By doing that, you're gonna be able to mix those two microphones together. Get a lot of the full body of the guitar from the large diaphragm. Get some of that delicate, crispy highs from the small diaphragm condenser. It's gonna sound really good. I think you're gonna be really happy with that. That's the close mic. Option number 2. Assuming you got an interface that has more than one input, even if you've got the Scarlett Solo, you still got an option for one XLR and one instrument cable. So, plug your microphone into that XLR, plug your instrument cable into that instrument cable, and you can record both of those at the same time. So you'll be playing exactly the same thing, but one of them will be coming through the mic, one of them will be coming through the direct in. The advantage with this is that you've now got a duplicate of the exact same thing. This is cool. The way I like to use it is to process my microphone like I did in the close mic. Just EQ, compression, all the normal things. Once you've got a nice guitar sound there, you can add a little bit of weirdness on that direct box one. You can go ham on those effects. Crank them on. Pour the sauce on that one and then just barely touch it in to add a little bit of flavor to that already beautiful sounding guitar. You see what I mean? Some of my favorites are to add a flanger or maybe a chorus effect. These both sound really good, and you can turn them to 100% and then see how they add a texture, a nice little texture to your guitar. I think you're gonna be happy with that. Wave 4. Now we're getting into a little we're getting a little advanced here. We're getting a little bit fancy. Here's how wave 4 works. It's just a close mic setup, so everything is gonna be the same. Play your take, get one that you're happy with, and then play the whole thing again with everything set exactly the same. Do your best to play it exactly the same, you know, pick the same pattern, strum the same strums. Now you've got 2 of exactly the same take, but where this differs from the mic and direct in method is that now you've got 2 takes that are the same take, but they're not quite the same. Because you're human playing a guitar, you've got perfect imperfections. Okay? Perfectly imperfect. So they're close, but they're not perfect, which is good. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna pan them both hard left and right and get a super wide stereo image of your guitar. The reason you have to take 2 takes is because if you just have a duplicate version, like we did in the mic and direct in, and you pan those left and right, it's not gonna sound any wider because they're exactly the same thing. But when you play it twice, you make just tiny little timing differences, tiny little volume differences. You play those left and right, it's gonna blow your freaking mind. It's gonna sound so luscious and wide. You're gonna love it, I promise. You will love it, okay? Okay? I really like that one. And can I just say, this is a guitar tutorial. You should be taking some of these methods and applying them anywhere you want. If you listen to some of my discography up in this corner, you're gonna hear I do this with vocals a lot. Pan left and right, they support that. It sounds good, I'll tell you what. So, take it, run with it. Man, I'm really good at tutorials. Yep, okay. The 5th and final one. The most advanced. I always kind of don't want to do this one because it takes a little bit of setup, but when I do it, it sounds so good. It sounds so good. This is the mid-side microphone technique. This is such a fun way to record guitars. Let me tell you how to do it. Take a microphone, put it about 12 inches away, just like you're doing a close mic technique. It's worth noting that this technique works better with 2 large diaphragm condensers, but I only have 1 large diaphragm condenser right now, and so you're seeing me use 1 small diaphragm. Okay, let's move on. Now, take another large condenser mic, or even a ribbon microphone that is capable of a figure 8 arrangement, and you're gonna place that mic directly above the main mic with its direction poles going perpendicular of you. Not at you, perpendicular. So the mid, the main mic, is recording straight forward in a cardioid pattern. The sides is that figure 8. Do you see what we got set up here? This is exciting. Here's how you use it. Record your track, now that you have it recorded. That mid, it's ready to go. That one's set. But the sides, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna duplicate the track, so now you got 2 of the exact same track. Now take the second track and invert the phase. Okay, so now you've got 2 of the exact same track that are from that figure 8 microphone. One is normal, one is phase inverted. Pan one of them hard left, pan the other hard right. What? Do you see what just happened? This is crazy. What has just happened is that you now have a stereo image of that microphone. Anytime the capsule was pushed from the right, you're gonna hear it from the right. Anytime it was pushed from the left, you're gonna hear it from the left. Now you have to invert this second one, because if you don't, you're just gonna phase them out and you won't hear anything. It's kind of cool actually. And now when you're mixing, you just leave that mid, process it like a normal microphone, and then you sneak in the sides. And as you sneak in the sides, your guitar is just gonna sound wider and wider. And as you take them out, it'll sound narrower and narrower. So you can basically just add stereo field. You can add as much as you want by turning it way up, or you can dial it in a little bit if you need it a little more compact, but you want a little bit of a stereo image. That's the 5th and final way, guys. That's how you record guitars. I'm sure there's more ways. If you got a favorite way to record your guitar, please drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear how you guys do it. If I mentioned one of your favorite ways, let me know that too. I hope you learned something from this video, had something to take away, a little takeaway, and I always appreciate your likes and comments. You guys are great. Thank you very much. With that said, first tutorial in the books. Ooh, that's kind of cinematic. First tutorial in the books. The first one's the hardest one, isn't it? That's what they tell me. Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys later.